Happy Memorial evening. Hopefully you had a wonderful day commemorating the goodness of the Lord and celebrating those who have gone on, who sacrificed their lives for us, those warriors, warriors of the land, warriors for the Lord, warriors in the gospel, warriors in general, and just loved ones. Hopefully we were able to get with some family, friends, just hang out, have some good food, or we just accomplished some things that were on our list. Well, I am in the third chapter of First Chronicles, and it goes through a lot of the names of David's children, and some of them, like I didn't know he had a son named Daniel, and we're familiar with Amnon and Absalom and Ahinoam and Adonijah. We're pretty much familiar with them. But then, like I said, there are some names where, like, okay, I'm not familiar with this one. I didn't know he had a Nathan. We know Solomon from Bathsheba, but Noga and Nepheg and Japhia. And I started thinking, like, I wonder, how did those sons or children feel knowing that everybody knew certain siblings' names, but the other ones were like nondescript? Or, yeah, we've heard of Asa, which was Solomon's son. But we're talking about the ones who were not out in the forefront. Well, I just have to say that God knows your name. Maybe you feel like that. Maybe you're one of the offspring in your family, having hung out with family today, and maybe you're not the one where people gravitate toward, or maybe you're not the one who gets all the invitations, or the one who's the most popular. Hey, God knows your name. And then I started thinking about how throughout the Word, especially in the Old Testament, there were so many people who had impact and we don't know their name, especially the women. The Shunamite woman. Think about how she had the husband and she perceived that Elisha would come in town so many times, and she knew that he was a man of God. And she was like, you know what, hubby, let's build him a room upstairs. We have the means to do so. And that's when she was rewarded later on. Gehazi said, yeah, she's without a child, and she was able to have a son. But we never knew her name. What's her name? Samantha? Angela? Katiba? We don't know. And it doesn't matter because she was a powerful woman. And to this day, we say the Shunammite woman. And because of today's date, we would have gone to the 31st, the last chapter of Proverbs. And this is the last day of May 2021, going into a brand new month, Lord willing. Well, the 31st chapter of Proverbs again opens up with a woman we don't know her name. It says the words of King Lemuel. Now we know the king's name, but the prophecy that his mother taught him. What was her name? Was her name Alicia? Tracy? Who was she? And she gave some great advice. She was just saying, don't get drunk because you want to be clear-headed and have a clear mind to be able to speak on behalf of those who do not have a voice. So she really laid it down for her son. She said, give not strength unto women. Don't waste your time, just spreading yourself all over the place. So she really had vision. She had wisdom. But again, we do not know her name. And then again, in verse 10 of Proverbs 31, the virtuous woman. And it talks about how she seeks wool and flax, and she works willingly with her hands, and she girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms, and she perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She's a hard worker, 24/7. She gets some rest, but she layeth her hands to the spindle and her hands to the distaff. She's creative. She stretches out her hands to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. So again, she's a wonderful woman. She has impact, but we don't know. So guess what? All of us is that woman. Yes, all of us is that Shunammite woman who's generous, who is able to pick up on things, who have a spirit of discernment. All of us are those people who do great things in the Bible and we don't know their name. Strength and honor are our clothing, verse 25. And we shall rejoice in the time to come because we put God first. So we know that ultimately we will be given the reward. Give him the fruit of their hands. We're going to continue to make the works of the Lord, even if we don't get the accolades, even though we might not get the credit. Let the works be praised to the Lord, and we'll receive the glory of the Lord. We'll receive his approval. We might not receive from other people, but that's not what matters. All right. So I hope that we are able to do well. I hope we're able to sleep well these closing moments of May 2021, and know that God is going to continue to do a great thing in each one of our lives. He knows our name, and he knows the plans that he has for each one of us. Plans to prosper us, to give us a hope and an expected end. Have a great evening.